Wakeland High School in Frisco, Texas. This is Win TV.
Hello, I'm Emily Stevens.
And I'm Bailey Carlton. Today is September 25th, 2024. As a junior, I'm having to start to think about college more seriously, but I'm not quite sure where to start.
Well, Emily Schandelbauer shares tips and tricks on how to get accepted to your dream schools.
240 days from now, Wakeland seniors will graduate, and a large handful will go to college. But with college acceptance rates more competitive than ever, how can you ensure your application stands out? Miss Milbrook, Wakeland's very own college counselor, gives application tips to those who plan on attending college.
A well-rounded student, honestly, is the most appealing thing to admissions offices. We're really looking at the holistic student, right? So the most important elements are just making it personal to you, right? So why do you want to come to this institution? What makes you so special, and what are you going to add to whichever institution you're going for? So there are a lot of colleges out there. There really are. I know you probably have that one you have your heart set on, and please still gun for that, but please don't discount other colleges.
Next, lead counselor Mrs. Jackson tells us about how counselors can support seniors during this process.
We generally ask for about 2 to 3 weeks. It really depends on the turnaround and the process that they need. If they're in a hurry, and they need it really, really quickly, we will try our best to accommodate them. But we really do, since we're writing so many rec letters, we really do need an ample amount of time to write an efficient letter for that student. Getting to know your counselor, coming in and chatting with your counselor, filling out the form, and then the parent feedback are great things for us to write a rec letter on.
Finally, Mr. Centers elaborates about teachers' roles in student recommendations.
I typically tell them, based on my schedule, to give me at least a month and to give me a deadline probably 2 weeks before they actually need it. A resume, usually I get students will submit a resume along with that, which really helps. Also, the earlier the better. They like to see the early admission stuff.
The next few months are very important for seniors. Prioritizing and setting goals early on will begin paving your path for the future. Be sure to check individual college application deadlines, as they may vary. I'm Emily Schandelbauer for Win TV.
Did you know that Miss Sully has been at Wakeland since it opened in 2006?
No, that's crazy.
And she's not the only one either. 5 teachers are still teaching since the school opened.
Ella Brookshire highlights teachers who have been here for 18 years.
Only a handful of teachers can say that they've seen it all. Mr. Lane and Coach Tidwell have taken the same walk from their cars to their classrooms each morning for the past 18 years.
In the process of being here and teaching different classes and being in different roles, I think the one thing that you always come back to, the whole point of the profession is that you're trying to help other people improve themselves.
Leaving Wakeland has never been a question for Mr. Lane.
Because I put a lot of hours into it. It's not just the hours, I kind of have put life force into the walls of the building, right? I've seen a lot of things happen here, and I've spent a tremendous amount of time in the building.
While Mr. Lane has been spending his time in the classroom, Coach Tidwell has been a spectator of a Wakeland sports legacy.
I think growing up in a sports family, and my dad doing it for so long, and my brother, and my mom was a special ed teacher for 30 years. That's just kind of how I was raised to, even though it's challenging, you got to work through it. And, I can't imagine if I would have made that choice not to come back, I couldn't imagine what else I would be doing, because I feel like I'm born for this.
As Coach Tidwell and Mr. Lane reflect on their time well spent at Wakeland, they look forward to the years to come.
So my son has got 1 more year of daycare, so he'll start kindergarten next year. So I've got 13 years left in my career, right? And so, yes, that is the plan, is to be a Wakeland Wolverine. I just think that would be a very unique and rare opportunity.
For Win TV, I'm Ella Brookshire.
Our Wakeland teachers do so much for our school. Make sure to show them your appreciation.
Wakeland Athletics sprints to success as our volleyball team pulls through to victory. Here's Daniel Levine and Turner Corey with the latest Wolverine replay.
Wakeland volleyball has been on a roll, with now 4-0 in district play, making them #1 in the district. With recent wins, 3-0 against the Colony, 3-0 against Newman Smith, and 3-1 yesterday against Highland Park, making with a total record of 20-5 at an 80% win rate. Some of Wakeland's leaders in stats are Hannah Lee with 3.5 kills per set for a total of 285 kills, Emerson Jones with 45 total blocks, and Aubrey Fernandez with 376 digs. Go support Wakeland Volleyball at their next game on September 27th, this Friday, against Creekview at 4:30 p.m. Good luck, volleyball. I'm Daniel Vine. Now to turn to Corey with Wolverine football.
What an amazing win against the Trailblazers, but unfortunately, our Wolverines lost last Friday in a defeat against the Reedy Lions. Be sure to pop out at the Throwback Thursday game against the McKinney North Bulldogs tomorrow, September 26th at Kirkendall Stadium at 7 p.m. Good luck, Wolverines.
Our athletes are working hard this year. Some are even gaining the attention from colleges.
Ava Wheatley tells us about two fellow Wolverines who are committed to D1 programs.
Wakeland athletes take Dream Big to another level, from Mississippi to Louisiana. But what does it really take to go from high school fields to jam-packed stadiums? State champ Finley McKnight gives insight on how she kicked her way to a spot on the Ole Miss roster.
They came to my games and then they thought I did good, so then they invited me out to come on a visit, and then they offered me. I felt really good about making this big decision because whenever I went there, it just felt right, and the atmosphere was really good.
While players like Finley take their talents to the field, also repping number 6, star volleyball player Hannah Lee shares her D1 journey from the courts of Wakeland to LSU.
The challenges I've been facing is definitely internal because you face a lot of challenges with knowing if you're confident or if you're even good enough to play, but having your teammates and your best friends around you really helps you in that.
For those dreaming of following their footsteps to play at the collegiate level, Finley and Hannah offer their advice.
My advice to them is to be confident and hold through in your passion because you never know when it's going to end because you could get hurt the next day.
Always work hard, don't take any days off, and stay positive because there's a lot of setbacks.
I'm Ava Wheatley for Win TV.
Emily, we're live here.
Oh, sorry.
Students across
being away from my phone in chance of missing out on something important.
You're not the only one. Will Snook explains how students struggle staying away from their phones.
the country are struggling with excessive phone use during the school day.
My screen time average is like 5 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh, my daily screen time average is 15 hours and 39 minutes.
Fines and lockable pouches are some of the new phone policies students are facing. Schools across Texas are instituting cell phone bans to varying degrees. Although Frisco ISD's phone rules are largely unchanged, schools in Grapevine and Mansfield ISD have banned phones. As students' phones are taken away, the reliance on it grows greater. Dr. Harrell explains how the impact of student reliance on phones has shown in the classroom.
Phones can definitely be a distraction sometimes. Obviously, there are good and bad things. You can use phones to look up answers. I think everybody does that. In terms of in the classroom, phones are definitely, any technology can be a distraction.
Although there is an upside to restricting phone usage in the classroom, some students have a different opinion on the policy.
My thoughts on the new phone rules this year, I think it's just a little too much. I feel like the phones, everyone should be responsible enough to not go on their phones during class. If they don't change the phone policy, we should have a lot more phone breaks. Adjustments have been key to implementing the new rule, impacting teachers just as much as students.
In the classroom, we have the 80 minutes of cell phone free instruction. And so we still give students time to have phones, but it's hard for kids and adults.
As the school year goes on, it will be more apparent how the restriction on cell phones affects the behavior and grades of students. I'm Will Snook for Win TV.
Well, if I can't be on my phone, what else am I gonna do?
I've been wanting to start playing pickleball. Why don't you learn with me?
That sounds like a great idea. Neela Hurd has more on the subject.
From obscurity to obsession, pickleball is taking over recreation time in Frisco. Residents are swapping their smartphones for paddles during their free time at Lifetime Fitness. Pickleball is a fun mix of tennis, badminton, and ping pong, and fastly becoming super popular.
I played racket sports my whole life, starting with ping pong and then got interested in tennis. And the community here that I met here at Lifetime was just really welcoming, and there's always people out here to play. A little bit easier to catch a pickleball game, and then I just fell in love with the game just like I did those other racket sports. It was an easy transition. So.
Now the courts are full of people playing and having a fun time together.
There you go.
It's a great time to just come out with friends or family. It's one of the fastest growing sports there is, super fun.
This quick game is easy to learn and is changing what people do in their free time.
Pickleball is such a unifying sport. It's got a low barrier to entry. So our youngest player here, you know, we have kids that play that are 6, 7. Our oldest player is probably in their 80s. So it's a very broad range of player.
This sport is helping people get moving, which is great when they spend a lot of time on their devices.
There you go.
As the pickleball community expands, so does the competition, making it a vibrant part of a Frisco community. I'm Mila Hurd for Win TV.
Our cafeteria staff works diligently to prepare breakfast and lunch for the entire school every day.
Kara Kirk goes behind the counter to see the care put into each meal.
Every weekday, thousands of Wakeland High School students flock to the Wakeland Cafe for a hot meal crafted by dedicated child nutrition staff. What exactly goes into creating these meals that fuel students midday? The new cafe manager, Jalissa Guerrero, reveals the behind-the-scenes operations of Wakeland High School's bustling lunchroom.
So we forecasting ahead and we planning, we do orders, we check all our production records daily to see how many lunches we are doing every day, and then we can be ready with that amount.
Our child nutrition staff have to plan weeks ahead to ensure that they have all the ingredients they need to feed Wakeland students.
We need to follow the menu every month. So, and every day, every Monday, we have a menu, and that means every Monday during the month has to be the same menu. What I do is check, for example, on Mondays how many meals I prepare for you guys, and then I plan my number for next Monday. So in 2 weeks or 3 weeks in advance, I do my orders for be ready for that amounts also.
A large part of a child nutritionist's job is to prepare many meals in advance. This can sometimes take hours.
Oh wow, hours. It really kind of depends on who's doing what. Some things take just a couple minutes, other things a while.
Our child nutrition specialist can also regularly feed hundreds of Wakeland students daily.
A couple hundred per lines, maybe 700, but that's a guess.
Every meal is not just a simple dish, but a blend of hard work and commitment to nourishing our community. The next time you savor your lunch, remember that effort that goes into each bite. I'm Kara Kirk for Win TV.
Mental health is just as important as physical health, but can improving one help the other?
Kieran Orleans recommends ways for Wakeland students to maintain healthy habits.
Since about 10% of students struggle with focus and retention, you may seek new ways to boost your academic performance. Research shows that just 20 minutes of exercise before studying can improve your concentration. Pilates especially benefits teenagers' attitudes and emotional well-being. Luckily, a new Pilates studio opened up just minutes away from our campus. An employee from Session Pilates explains how improvements in physical health can also improve academic performance.
For 99% of the time, we're thinking about what we're trying to get done. We're trying to run from A to B to C. And if you carve out 15 minutes of your day to only think about yourself, I would argue that you're probably going to show up in other capacities of your life 10 times better. And the endorphins are like an added touch.
Not only do professional Pilates instructors endorse exercise, but Wakeland teachers also observe improvements in students who start exercising or incorporating more movement in their lives.
It's good for reducing stress, which helps with your mental health. It's also great for boosting confidence whenever you learn new moves or get a new skill or PR of your lifting weights. It gives you a nice little confidence boost. It's great for social connection with people, so you can take exercise classes or work out with other people.
Students also see a difference in their focus after involvement in physical activities.
When I'm working out, it helps clear my mind and help me better focus on the stuff that I'm doing.
By getting more physical activity, students can improve their mental clarity and energy. They can extend beyond the classroom. I'm Kieran Orleans for Win TV.
Our photojournalism students are working hard on their new projects.
Karina Varghese explains the new project-based learning curriculum.
In a time of digital technology, photojournalism classes are trying a new approach. Students are utilizing cardboard to make camera models that show the evolution of photography throughout history. Mrs. Steinhauser, a photojournalism teacher, has more on how knowing the history of these cameras is essential for using them today.
So the history of photojournalism really isn't too exciting to a lot of people. It's facts, it's timelines, and every year, you try and develop a new way to teach something. And everyone learns in a different way. Some people really pick things up well just by listening, but some people do a lot better by actually doing. I mean, you can go in and create a timeline and copy and paste and, turn it in on a Google slide. But with this one, they really had to think about the actual pieces of the camera and how they function.
This all-new project has given students more insight on how cameras have evolved, looking beyond a timeline.
The cameras we have now really aren't that old. Like, it seems like we've had them forever, but not that long ago, we were still figuring out how to make a picture, especially with color. So it's really cool to see the process of doing that.
So something interesting I learned about this project is just how many different kinds and types of cameras there were throughout the years, because I kind of always thought that there was just digital cameras or film cameras like the one that I made, but I didn't realize how many different types of film cameras there were and how many different types of digital cameras. So it's really interesting to see all the different kinds throughout the years.
Through the research of photography's history, students are able to capture an idea of the past through the lens of a camera. I'm Karina Varghese for WIN TV.
As the 2024 Many Americans get turned away from election booths each year due to incomplete registration.
I went to a voter registration drive at Collin College to learn more about how to register and to avoid this mistake.
As the 2024 general election fast approaches, adult citizens expecting to cast a ballot must register before October 7th.
Okay, the first step to registering is filling out the voter registration application, and there are a few different ways that you can do this. One of the ways that we're doing today is that we have volunteer deputy voter registrars back here with the League of Women Voters, and we are certified by various counties to be able to offer that service. You would complete that application, and then one of our VDRs will take it to whichever county you live in. So usually here it'd be Collin County or Denton County.
While registering to vote can feel old-fashioned, official online tools exist to ease the process.
Once you are registered to vote in Texas, you can actually go online to update your registration. So Texas does not offer full online voter registration for new voters, but once you're in the system, you can do an address change, name change online.
For more information on how to register, votetexas.gov is an official website that makes the process seamless. I'm Emily Stevens for WIN TV.
Follow our Instagram at Wakeland WIN TV for more updates, behind the scenes, and more stories. I'm Emily Stevens.
And I'm Bailey Carlton. This has been WIN TV Live for September 25th, 2024. Stay forever orange and blue and have a great rest of your day, Wolverines.